welcome back to my channel. It's been so long since I talked to you guys. It's been so long since I shopped or filmed a Shop My Stash video, so we're doing that today. If you like Shop My Stash videos, please keep on watching. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing before you leave and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy while you're watching. All right, Shop My Stash video. I have products in here that have been in here in quite some time. I added some new products in here. Some of them I used, some of them I didn't. We're going to go through everything that's in the drawer today. There's not a whole lot, but we're going to go through everything. I'm going to keep some stuff for next time, and I'm going to pull some stuff out, and then we'll go ahead and shop my stash for new items to use. We'll start with kind of like complexion products. I really didn't have a whole lot in here. I've been just playing with different foundations. Like I have some project pans that I've been reaching for, or just pulling stuff out of the collection whenever I put my makeup on. I am going into the office every single day now, which is a big change for me. So I need makeup that's kind of a little bit quick so I could do my makeup early in the morning or when I get to work. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to keep in mind today. Like I said, complexion products, I didn't have a whole lot. I had one primer in here, and this is by Rare Beauty. This is the illuminating primer. I actually really enjoyed it the past couple of times I used it. For some reason I remembered it as extremely glowy, but it's not so bad. I am really enjoying it, or I did enjoy it when it was in here. I am going to go ahead and pull it out. I don't have foundation. I do have one concealer, and that's just the Project Bank concealer. I am going to go ahead and pull it out. This is the YSL Touche Éclat Radiant Touch Concealer in the shade 2.5. I've made a good dent in this guy. It's hard to tell how much is left, but I feel like I've been using it quite a bit. All right, this guy's coming out. And yeah, that was pretty much it for concealer and whatever that I had in here. All right, let's go ahead and move on to powders. I did have a couple powders in here. I am going to keep the Kosas Cloud set, but this is in the shade Candy. I am going to keep it in here. I have really been enjoying it. So this one is going to stay in here. I'm just moving it out of the way real quick. I have the Say Air Set Radiant Loose Setting Powder, and the shade is Translucent. A couple times that I used this guy, I used it with a powder puff, and I felt like it was a little bit too yellow under my eye area, which is odd because I remember enjoying this product. So I don't know if it was the concealer that I used when I used this powder, or if it was the powder itself. I'm not 100% sure. This is a powder that I would love to finish this year. So I might just keep it in here, and it's pretty slim and compact. I can easily throw it on my makeup bag to take to work. And then the other two powders I had in here, I had La Prairie. This is the Skin Caviar loose powder. I have it in the shade Translucent too, which is slightly deep for me, but it is so gorgeous to set under the eye, to set all over my face. It's a gorgeous powder. My skin looks flawless when I use it. So I think I'm actually, how about this? I prefer to keep the La Prairie in here and then pull out the Say. And then this guy's staying. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And then the other powder, I just reached back to my oldie but goodie, Laura Mercier. This is the Translucent Loose Setting Powder, original formula. It does contain talc, but this guy is amazing. Like really amazing. I almost did not want to stop using it. I just remember how great it was when I played with it. And yeah, it's a really solid product. It's a cult classic for a reason. All right, let's talk about bronzers. I had one cream bronzer in here. I had the Tower 28. This is Sculptino, and this shade is Getty. I really like this one. It's super easy to use. It's very emollient, but not too emollient where I feel it slipping and sliding on my face. It's a thinner formula, so that's always really nice. I really enjoy it, but it's coming out. And then the other bronzers I had in here, I had like two older ones, two newer bronzers. I have my Becca. This is the Sunlit bronzer, and I have it in the shade Capri Coast. I finally hit pan on this guy. I'm hoping to finish this bronzer this year, and I was actually really surprised when I hit pan. I was like, wow, okay. I didn't think I was this close. I started it brand new, almost brand new this year. So I'm happy with my progress. I think this is something I'm gonna pull out, but I'm not gonna put all the way back into the stash because I might just reach for it just to get more use out of it occasionally. So I'm gonna keep it on my table, and it might just live in my makeup bag to take to work because you know it's convenient. I like it, and I want to use it up. And the other bronzer I had in here is by MAC. This is not technically a bronzer, but I do use it as a bronzing product. This is the mineralized skin finish, and the shade is Global Glow. So I do use it as a glowy bronzer, and it's absolutely stunning. I'm pulling that one out. Now let's talk about the two newer bronzers. I am gonna keep one of them in here, but the other one I use it a ton. So I'm gonna put it back, and that is from Sicily. This is the Fido Touch. I, I am. Why am I trying to read it in French? It's the Sun Glow Bronzing Gel Powder. Definitely was influenced by Nikki LaRose to buy this product, and I kind of do not want to stop using it. I feel like it's very similar to the MAC glowy product. It's just have a little bit more color to it, a little bit more bronzy to it. But the glow that it has is absolute like I've definitely made a dip in here. It's super glowy. It is gorgeous, super easy to work with. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it like a ton. I've used it a ton, like definitely wore down this section. I am gonna go ahead and put this one away. I know it's new kind of to you guys, but I want to say I picked it up around March time frame. So I've been using it. Now the other bronzer that I am gonna keep is the Dior Forever Nude Bronzer. This is in the shade 03 Soft. Okay, so you know how like the new bronzers are currently at Ulta, some of them at Sephora, and they're all like the new Dior bronzers. They're the big ones, a little bit bigger than this. I think they're 10 grams, where this is 7 grams. So they're a little bit bigger, and I really wanted the glowy version of them, which apparently only comes in this one size. I thought I was ordering the big guy, the new big guy, but I don't know. But this is the 3 Soft. It's a little bit glowy, so it's not full matte. And I've used it a handful of times, and so far I enjoyed it, but I do want to play with it some more. So I am going to keep it in here. And I think that was it for bronzers in here. Yeah, that was it. I do have quite a bit of blushes, like a ton of blushes in here. We're going to go through them. I'm keeping quite a few in here just because they're newer and I really want to play with them more. But let's start with these two. I kind of threw these in my makeup bag to take to work at some point last week because I figured, okay, one is punchy and one is somewhat neutral. MAC Warm Soul Mineralized Skin Finish. This is like, okay, I don't want to have to think about like, okay, matching my makeup with my like my outfit. I felt like this would be a neutral bronze blush that I could just reach for, and it is absolutely beautiful. I am gonna put it away, and then the other one that I pulled in is the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Happy. I flip and love this shade. I think I might just at some point today, because I have some time, I might actually go to Sephora. I need to pick up a couple products I need for my upcoming vacation. And I might pick up this guy in the Moussey matte formula they just came out with. It's a beautiful, beautiful blush. But for now, this one is going to come out. It's going to go back into the stash. Okay, and then I have four more powder bronzers and blushes. I keep saying bronzers. They're blushes. And then I have a couple creams, which we will talk about in a minute. These are all new. These I picked up again around the same time I picked up the Sicily bronzer. So I want to say it was around the March time frame. And I have been using them and loving them. Finally completed my line, but these are the Sicily Orchid blushes. One is in the shade one is Lorchid, and shade two is Lorchid Rose. And the one that I currently have was the coral one. But these two, I needed them. I absolutely needed them, and I have zero regrets. The price tag was kind of high up there, but I think it was 30% off site wide friends and family sale. That's when I bought. That's when I picked them up. I was like, okay, I'm biting the bullet, and I'm getting these two. So here's the shade one. Again, it's the most beautiful, goes with any type of look. Blush, it looks a little bit deep, but it really is not. It's stunning on the skin. And then the same with the shade two. This one is more on the cooler side, cooler tone, but man, this is so pretty as well. Of course, I can already it had a little bit of a sparkle um, stuff on top. I totally worked through all of that because I have been almost like nonstop using these, and I kind of feel sad that I'm gonna put them away, but I need to because these have been the only products I've reached for in the past, like probably since I picked them up. So these are going to be put away and they're going to be pulled back in not too long from now. Uh, Probably give myself permission to pull them in anytime I just feel like I want to play with them. So for now, they're going to be put back with all of the other blushes. Two other blushes that are newer, and these are not as new to me. I've already used them a couple times. But from RMS, the Redimension Hydra Powder Blush, Macy's had these on sale not that long ago for half off. So I got the two shades that I had been eyeing. This is in the shade French Rosé. This is the one that I use the most. It's so gorgeous, super pretty. I thought this would be a little too light on me, but when I use it, like the times that I've used it, I absolutely loved it. Loved how it looked on my skin. This. And then the other one is in the shade Maiden's Blush, which to be honest looks a little bit deeper than it looked online when I was like deciding which two shades I want to get. I don't know why I wanted to get two. Like, why didn't I just get one? I'm not sure. But this is Maiden's Blush and this is French Rosé. They're both gorgeous. I think I'm gonna keep. I feel like Maiden's Blush is this one would be more appropriate more in the fall time, although I wouldn't mind wearing that. I think I'm gonna keep the lighter one, the French Rosé. I'm gonna keep that one in the drawer for next time. So we're gonna put away Maiden's Blush and keep French Rosé. I guess I should have swatched the Sicily product. Oh well. All right, it's gonna stay in here. And now let's talk about the cream blushes. I'm keeping three of them because I really haven't used them. I really wanted to reach, you know, how Slabs has new products came out, right? New Bronzer. What are they called? Bronzer. It's gotta be. Is it Bronzer? Like blush bronzer, not a Bronzer. Anyway, blush bronzer duo. I can't think of the word. So they have new three shades. I really want the shade cinnamon, which I might end up picking up pretty soon. But this one was in the stash, and I was like, you know, I really want to play with these again because really interested in the new shades. And I'm like, do I really love the formula? How do I feel about them? And it's just stunning. So this one is in Glossy Rosette. I did play with it a couple times since I put it in here, and I'm ready to put it back into the drawer, into the stash. Now, the other three, I honestly only used this one once or twice. This is from CL. This is the Blush and Protect, and the shade is Bahati. And I do want to keep Bahati. We'll do swatches because I'm keeping them, so I'll swatch them again a little bit later towards the end of the video. And then I pulled in this guy. I haven't used it yet. This is by Chantecaille. This is the Cheek Jelly hydrating gel blush in the shade is Vibrant. I swatched it once and I was really impressed, but I do want to use it on my skin. Again, I'm going to do swatches a little bit later. And then the last blush that's in here is the blush filter from Huda Beauty, and this is in the shade Intense Guava. Haven't played with it either, but it's going to stay in here and it'll be swatched a little bit later. All right. Talked about complexion. Let's go ahead and talk about eye products. Actually, I do have finishing powder in here. This is the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder in the shade 2. I just want to finish this baby. So I'm absolutely going to keep it in here and I'm going to, as soon as possible, I'm going to finish that product. For eyeshadows, I basically just pulled in some random stuff that I'm like, okay, this seems like it would be a quick product to use. So that's how they're in, and I think I'll keep one or two in here. The first one is from Viseart, and this is the Charmeuse Attendue palette shade layout. Shade layout, I guess. Okay. So this is the Charmeuse Attendue palette. This thing is so pretty. Again, perfect for going into the office, perfect for getting ready in the morning pretty quickly. It's got some transition shades. It's got some pops of shimmer that I could use all over the lid without them being intense. So this one, I'm definitely going to keep in here. I think I've only used it twice. So she's going to stay. The other one is the Serenus Attendue. I had it in here and I pulled it out not that long ago. I did really enjoy it, but then today my friend Mariella was asking me about which ones do I have. So I put it back in so I can send her a picture. And I feel like I kind of want to keep it, but I don't need two Visearts. I have other palettes in the stash that I would like to play with. So this one I'm going to put away. I had the Tom Ford Eye Color Quad, and this is in the shade Honeymoon. Finally figured out the best way to wear this quad, and I kind of like don't want to stop using it. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and put it away. I can only like technically really wear those two shades to go to work. I try not to go too deep with my eye makeup. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this one away. It's been in here for a little while too. Or I had it in here for a while. I took it out and then recently I added it just because I wanted some pretty shades like all over the lid kind of shade. And yeah, she's ready to go back into this thing. The other two, one is from Chantecaille. Again, I was just going through my drawers one of the days. I wanted to do makeup. I wanted to be quick, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna use this trio. This is the Cheetah Trio, and it's so pretty. Got like a brow bone shade, a crease shade, all over the lid shade. Super easy to use. I've made a big dent into the shimmery shade in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this away. Put this away. Will probably be something that if I'm just in a rush and I need to throw a quick makeup bag together to do my makeup at work or whenever I get to work, this will probably be something I throw in again into that bag, probably alongside this bronzer and some Project Pan products, just to make it easy. And then the last eyeshadow palette is the Lisa Eldridge. This is the Betty. Gotta be yes. This is the Betty eyeshadow palette. Um, I had it in here. It's been in here for a while, but I haven't really been reaching for it. So I do want to keep it, or I think I do want to keep it. Do I want to keep it in here? No, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. I'm gonna put something else in here. I enjoyed it the couple times that I used it. I just feel like I need to play with it definitely more before I decide to pick up another shade from her line, you know? But for now, she's gonna come out. Not a whole lot of products left. I do have a couple eye thingies in here. I have the ColourPop. This is the Super Shock shadow in the shade is Ritz. Gorgeous eyeshadow from ColourPop. I am gonna go ahead and pull it out. I need to declutter my single shadows, you guys. I have way too many. And then from Half Magic, I have the Sparkle Stick, and this is in the shade. What shade are you? Oh, Princess Teddy. Gorgeous shade. I did have a little snafu. I was in a rush trying to put my makeup. My son had an event at school, and then I had twisted it far too much, and then I was swiping it on, and then the tip broke off. So I'm like, ah, you kidding me, right? I thought it might be a sharpener, but it's not. But yeah, it's a gorgeous shade. I was just so upset with myself that I just snapped the tip off. I'm gonna pull it out. And then I finally cracked into a new MAC paint pot, and the shade is Painterly, brand spanking new. The other one was just way too dry at this point, so I'm like, okay, that's done. So I opened the brand new one, And then I pulled this guy in. I think I've used it only one time, but this is from Ulta Beauty. This is the Matte Veil Longwear Eye Primer. I think I'll keep it in here just to play with it a little bit more and see my thoughts about it, see how it actually works. So I'm gonna keep it. Not a whole lot new in here. I'm still working through some eyeliners. I have the Give Beauty. This is getting so small. Like I've been using this guy a lot, and this was in the shade Subtle Brown. Really pretty eyeliner. I have three more. Two are by Victoria Beckham, Cocoa and Cinnamon, and then one is from Chantecaille. This is in the shade Earth. I'm gonna keep all of them because I just use them whenever I want. I have a couple brow setters. These are gonna stay in here until I finish them. My ABH Brow Wiz is still going strong. I haven't been doing a whole lot with my brows other than a brow setter. Quite a bit of product in here. I think I've been using it all year. That's a curse and a blessing of having so many brows, you know, a lot of brow hairs. This is staying, and I have two mascaras in here. One is from Ulta Beauty. This is the New Heights Lifting Mascara. It's actually really nice. Really, really impressed with this one. And then from Chantecaille Mascara, the Faux Seal Longest Lash Mascara, and the shade is black. It's supposed to like really help your lashes grow and makes a difference. I don't really know, but she's in here because that baby was not cheap and I'm getting every little bit out. Now we get to the lip products. I do have a new lip liner and I'm going to keep it in here. I used it one time. This is from Merit. This is the Signature Lip Sheer Lip Liner in the shade is Beverly Hills. I'm not a big fan of lip liners. Like I don't like seeing my lip liner kind of thing. I don't like the contrast, you know, like it's very in and I feel like it looks good on other people, but when I try to do it on myself, I'm like, no, no, no. This does not look good. So I figured this would be a good option, considering that it's a sheer lip liner. So we'll see. I've used it once or twice. It's super duper creamy, not very pigmented, but kind of like what I personally look for in a lip liner. Does have a little sharpener at the bottom. So this one I am going to keep in here. And what else? I have two other lip liners in here. One is from Makeup Forever, the Artist Color Pencil, and this one in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. I've been really enjoying it. And then this guy, I used it not that long ago, and that's the only thing I want to wear on my lips, like even as a lip. Like I apply it as a lip liner, fill my lips in. It does not move, you guys. Like absolutely does not move. This is from Delilah lip liner, and the shade is Buff 3004. It's a retractable pencil, so which I'm usually not the biggest fan of, but the shade on this guy and how well it stays, and it just looks so pretty all over the lip, like such a beautiful lip color. So I've been reaching for it a lot, and this one I'm gonna keep. This one is coming out. Just a couple lippies in here. Again, I just have been allowing myself to go into my stash and pull what I want. This isn't a project pan, so it's coming out, but I will continue to use it. This is from Buxom, the full on plumping lip polish in the shade is Pippa Pumpkin. Such a beautiful color. I don't have a whole lot left in here, but I will pull it out because I want to put new items. We have Nabla. This is the sheer lipstick, the Beyond Jelly sheer lipstick, and this is in the shade Sublime. Honestly, I haven't used it since I put it in here. So I think this one will stay. And then this one is going to come out because I have used it a lot. This is from Kulfi, the Lassie Lips Staining Lip Oil, and the shade is Rose. So this one I'm going to pull out, but so easy to use, and it looks just stunning. I'm gonna pull it out. I wanted to sniff it because that's the older shade I have in my collection. I have some other shade, and I just bought a new one during the sale. feel like just bought it. Man, the sale was 2 months ago. We're in June already. How in the heck is that? Time is just flying and I'm slacking. And then the last lip product is from Fenty. This is the Pudding Plush Pudding Intense Recovery Lip Mask. The shade is Barbados Cherry. I have not used it. I put it in here, haven't reached for it, so it's gonna stay as well. And then the last product in here, which I haven't used either because I pulled it in thinking, hey, I'm pulling in a setting spray. Well, it's not. It's a super serum hydrating mist. So I think of this guy as kind of like the one from Dalba, like the double product. Same sort of thing. You gotta shake it and then you spray it. It's definitely not a setting spray, so I am gonna pull it out. I'm gonna have it on my table, my vanity, whenever I do my makeup, and I want just a little boost before I do my makeup. I'll reach for it, but not gonna be as a setting spray. So that's coming out. All right, we talked your ears off about everything that was in here. I'm gonna clean up my desk and then let's shop my stash for new items to use. All right, let's go ahead and shop my stash for new items. My new makeup drawers still somewhat under control. I do want to pull in a couple things from here though. A couple things that are already in my mind that I know I want to pull in. One is from Chantecaille. This is the Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer, and this one is in the shade Nude. I just picked it up not that long ago from Chantecaille. They had some bundles on sale. So this was bundled with this guy, and then I had some store credits. So it was the perfect time to do it. They had like a sale on the bundles. So I got this one. I'm gonna pull it in, and then the other product is the Chantecaille Lip Sheer uh something, and this one is in the shade Gossamer. So I'm gonna pull this one in as well. I do want to pull in two other lippies that are newer and I really cannot wait to play with them. I have the Kofi Lassie Lips Staining Lip Oil and the shade is Guava. And then the Lawless, this is one of their newer shades. This is the shade Strawberry Popsicle. Full disclosure, I used it once and I loved it. So I am going to go ahead and pull it in. Yeah, that's coming in. I do want to pull in the Sarah Creel Face Flex Concealer. I got it in the shade 2.0. I've heard so many good things about it. I tried it one time when I picked it up and it was very creamy, a little too creamy. So I didn't use it again yet, but I do want to play with it and see how I feel about it. What else do I want to pull in? I for sure want to pull this guy in. This is the Soft Pinch Blush, the matte blush in the shade Thriving, from Rare Beauty. Before I drag my booty over to Sephora to get the shade Happy, I figure I should try this shade, which I'm pretty sure I'm gonna really enjoy the formula. I like the sleekness of the blush. Like it's super sleek. I've swatched it, but I haven't used it on my face yet. And yeah, I'm gonna pull this one in. What else do we have in here? Not too much new stuff. I do have some new powders I picked up recently. I picked up the Photo Focus Loose Setting Powder from Wet n Wild. This is in the shade Soft Pink. I don't know, since I kept the heart, I was saying heart candy. It's not heart candy. It's Kosas in the shade Candy. For sure candy? Rosy candy? Whatever, that pink one I kept. I think I could wait on this one. I'm not gonna pull it in just yet. I purchased CoverGirl Advanced Radiance powder. I don't know why, but maybe I should pull it in. Let's do it. And I have it in the shade 115 Classic Beige. Honestly, I'll tell you the story. I was on travel. That must have been like, was it early? Sometime in April. It must have been in April, right? And usually, like, after I go to work all day, I go back to my hotel room and then I just have YouTube in the background, just catching up on some videos. And I was watching some videos, and all of a sudden it became a Tati video. You know how like autoplay and just plays other videos. And then it was a video about drugstore products, and then she mentioned this one, and she said that, hey, I used this for my wedding day, or not wedding day. She used it for her photo shoot for her brand. It's like, okay, if you use it for that, then I need this thing. So I ordered it, and here we are. I do have a couple other blushes that are have been in here in a while, and I got some new stuff from my friend Mariella. I still say new, but she sent them to me forever ago. What's Up Beauty? This is the Chic Tear blush, and this is in the shade 30 Relaxed Roma. Let me see. Maybe it'll be one I pull in. Maybe it'll be one I hold on to till next time. Definitely not what I would imagine the color being based on the swatch here. Like, this doesn't look anywhere near that swatch. Yeah. Let's pull it in. Looks like a decent shade that I could wear. Yeah. I'm gonna pull that guy in. She also sent me one of their bronzers. What shade is this? This is in the shade 20 medium. Do I have any other bronzers in here? Not really. It's an interesting bronzer. Like, it's got purple in it. Should we try it? Let's try it. And then a whole lot of other blushes that have been in here for a while. This guy is new, but I'm not ready to play with it because I have a lot of other creams. This is from Nude Sticks, and this is in the shade Cherie. It's just gonna wait. This is gonna wait, but I think I will go ahead and I'll finally pull in. Look at this guy. I bought it so long ago, and I haven't even played with it. This is Almay Healthy Hue Blush in the shade 100 Nearly Nude. I feel like this would be a perfect blush to throw in my to go to work makeup bag. No, it's neutral. I'm not gonna be upset if it broke or something, so I'm gonna pull this one in. And I think that is all. I'm gonna pull in any lippies. Yeah, let's do this one. Do this guy. This is from NARS, the Power Matte High Intensity Lip Pencil. And the shade is Wakiri. Okay. And another Huda blush. It can wait. My friend Mariella sent me this foundation from Tom Ford. I think she said it's a little bit too light for her currently because she moved and she's getting really tan. This is the Traceless Foundation Stick in the shade 40 Fawn. Do I want to try it? Do I want to try it? Or do I want to play? I think I'll wait. I'll play with some of my other foundations. Look at me. Look at my new makeup drawer. Like, you guys can't tell me that I'm not doing amazing. I haven't been shopping, but when I do shop, I've been buying really expensive stuff. Uh, that's it from this drawer. Yeah, it's not a whole lot. Like, no eye products. I haven't purchased eyeshadows in a while, like eyeshadow palettes or anything like that. So we're gonna go through. Do I want to do eyeshadows next, or do I want to do primer? Okay, we're gonna do complexion. So we'll do primer, foundation, concealer, powder. Then we do eyeshadows, and then everything else. Okay, primers. This is my primer drawer, and you guys, I'm doing so well. I'm going through stuff. I'm finishing things, so I am extremely happy with that. For this time around, I think. Let's see. I have two of these hydrating primers from Laura Mercier. I would love to finish one of them at some point. Pretty soon would be nice. Um, some Power Grip primers. I think I'll pull in one of the Laura Mercier's. This is the one that I've been wearing a lot. This is the Pure Canvas Primer Hydrating. I'm going to pull this guy in and one more. I think I'm going to go ahead and go for, I want Farsali or how about I try this? I've tried every single dupe of the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, but I have not, or the, yeah, Hydro Grip Primer, but I have not used the Hydro Grip Primer to this day. Um, this came in the Advent calendar from Space NK, so it's new, it's brand new, and I think I want to try it. Like, again, I've tried the Elf ones, I have tried one from Hard Candy, I've tried a couple different brands, but the OG I haven't tried yet. So I'm gonna do this one. So one gripping primer, one hydrating primer. I am really just really happy with my primer usage. The one that I'm currently working on is almost completely gone, and it's that Hamish illuminating primer with SPF, which I really really love. But I think I have one or two uses left. But so, and then I'll start focusing on something else. I'm doing my best, you guys. Yeah, that's it for primers. Let's go ahead and pull in another foundation, another concealer, and then maybe an illuminating face product. Alrighty, foundations and concealers and illuminating products. I tried my best to make everything fit into the image, but now it's just having a really hard time focusing. I'll start with a glowy product at first. I think the one that I really want to play with is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion, and this is in the shade 903, which is medium glow. I don't think I've used it since I picked it up a while back, so I want to play with this guy. And then for foundation, I have one skin tint. I think I would like something with a little, or a tinted moisturizer. So I want something with a little bit more coverage. And I'll tell you right now the ones that I've been reaching for a lot from this drawer. The number one, which was a big surprise for me, is the Shiseido Revitaliscent Skin Glow Foundation. You guys, this thing is stunning on the skin. It's super easy to blend. So I've used the crap out of this guy. Like, I really used it. Another one I've been playing with is the Lisa Eldridge, the Seamless Skin Enhancing Tint. My only complaint is the shade. I picked up the shade T6, and I feel like it's slightly light and I'm starting to tan a little bit, so I don't know how much I'll be able to use this one in the summertime. Another one that I have been obsessing with is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. This has been amazing. It's super easy to use. It was living in my work makeup bag for 2 weeks, so I have really loved it. And yeah, that's basically it. I think what I'm gonna pull in for this time around, it's been a long time since I played with this one, and I don't really know how I feel about it. So I'm gonna pull in the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation, and this is in the shade. Where is the shade? Medium neutral 31. So I'm gonna pull this one in, and I'm gonna also pull in another one just in case I end up hating that one. I don't want to be stuck going to work with a foundation I just absolutely do not like. So the other one that I'm going to pull in, I'm reaching for these quite a bit too. You know, I think I'm gonna pull in NARS Mykonos because it is in the shade Mykonos, right? Yeah, medium zero. I remember liking this guy, and this is the Pure Radiance Tinted Moisturizer SPF 30. Probably expired SPF in here. Does it have an expiration date? I can't tell, but it's fine. I wear a separate sunscreen anyway. Just as long as the tinted product works, yeah, it should be good. So I'm gonna pull this one in. And now for concealer. Mm, okay, we have the Ceracril concealer, and what other concealers do I have? I think I'm either gonna pull Say. I was really happy with it when I used it a long time ago. I'm gonna pull this one in. Should I give myself a third option since I have three options for foundation? Maybe. Maybe I should pull in a third option. And then my third option is gonna be Okay, I've used these quite a bit recently. I've used the Natasha Denona as the foundation. Oh, so pretty. And then the LYS Triple Fix. Oh my gosh, this, like, I forgot how much this stuff is good. So I've used it a lot recently. So I know not these two. Um, the ones that I haven't used in a while, like I haven't used the Neutrogena Radiant one in a while. I haven't used Lancome in a while. Maybe I pull in Lancome. Yeah, let's do Lancome. Tint Idol. This is in the shade 215. It's a really good concealer. So I know I'm going to be happy with it. And then these can go back in here. I don't know if I need the color corrector. If I do, I'll just pull one in. Okay, that's it for foundations slash glowy product. Let's get some powders. This store is in a desperate need for a declutter. I know there are definitely a couple that I will be passing on, but for now, we're just gonna pull in something that I could use. Um, no, I think I'm gonna pull in one of the Huda powders because I know that my makeup is gonna look great all day at work with one of them. I think I'll pull in. I'm not gonna do the cherry blossom, but I'll either do pound cake, cupcake, cupcake, cake or pound cake. Um, do pound cake. I feel like I've used cupcake a lot more. I feel like it's a better shade match for me. Let's do pound cake. Still a pretty good shade match. Not, don't get me wrong. They're not super different in shades, but we'll do Huda Beauty. And I think that's it for powders because um I have the pink one from Kosas. I kept La Prairie. I have a finishing powder from Laura Mercier, not Laura, yeah, Laura Mercier, which I cannot wait to be done with because I want to play with some of my other ones, like the Chantecaille one or my Hourglass one. But I'm not. I need to finish that one. And I have the CoverGirl powder Huda. I think we're good. Okay. I think I'm gonna go into my single shadow drawer. I gotta show you the craziness and like why I really need to do a declutter there, and then we'll go to eyeshadow palette. Okay, do we all see this craziness that is called single shadows? My lord, this is nuts. Needless to say, this is very crazy. To be honest, I have no idea what I'm gonna pull in. Like honestly, I do not know what I'm gonna play with. Oh, there's so many good ones. I really have to do a declutter because there's so many good ones. I think definitely want some sort of stick because I feel like this would be so easy, to just slap on there and just call it a day. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be hard. How does how is anyone supposed to nail it down, you guys? Like, how are you supposed to know which ones you want to use? Okay, I think we'll do this one. This would be such a pretty shade, like all over the lid or the inner corner. I'm gonna throw a couple of these in my makeup bag just because. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull this guy in. This is from Becca, Shimmering Skin Perfector, Slim Light. Is this for the eyes or is this for the face? I don't know, and I don't know what the shade is. As, oh, there's no way I could read that. Oh, I read it. Champagne pop. Okay, we'll pull that one in. You know which one I really want to play with is this guy. It's not a cream stick, but I remember really enjoying it all over. It's a matte and the shade is perfect, so I could use it in my crease and then I could top it with a shimmery shade like that. This is from One Size Matte Eye Popper. And this one is in the shade Battle Ready. So this one is coming in. Again, this probably live in my makeup bag. These are deeper. Something with a pop. Maybe we do. Let's see. Which one is this? Is this the one I'm thinking about? Yeah, I'm gonna pull this one in. This is from Soul. Touch and Soul. Metalist Sparkling Foiled Pigment Eyeshadow. In the shade is Hollow Mulberry. This is so pretty. I'm gonna pull this one in. And then I have to get one of these. The question is, I guess I should narrow it down by brand. Not the Kat Von D, because I use these quite a bit. Not the Charlotte Tilbury, again, I use it quite a bit. This one I played with recently. This one I played with recently. That leaves us with all of these, which are either Sephora, Laura Mercier, or Bobbi Brown. I think I'm going to pull in one of the Laura Mercier ones. And then let's do a rosy shade. Ooh, what's this one? Let's do these two. I say let's do these two, but let's see. What are the shades? What are they? One is in the shade Strike a Rose. The Strike a Rose. Okay, pretty. And then this guy is in the shade Strapless. This is more taupey. Okay, these are perfect. These can live in my makeup bag. I'll have them in my drawer to use them, and then like if I'm packing my makeup to go to work, I'll just toss this in. So that's a lot of single shadows, but I needed to pull stuff in. I really have to do a declutter in here. This is just crazy. This is just way too crazy. Okay, I know I really like this one. And I'm going to get one of those Danessa Myricks creams. This one is from Pat McGrath, and it is the Angel Dust crystalline prismatic pigment. Kind of like a topper shade. It is a topper shade. I want to play with that. And yeah, I do want to do some type of cream. Sona. I don't think I want to do Sona. I want one of these. I know I really like all of them. Oh, this just needs to be shaken. I'm like, why do I see gray in there? I think it's the one that where's the one that I would always reach for? Celebration. This is the one. This is the one that I could just slap all over my eyelid, quickly blend it into my crease, and I'm good. So do I want to do that, or do I want to do something that requires a little bit more effort? I want to pull one of these in. So let's do the matte one, okay? I'm not going to pull the one I always pull. Let's do a matte one, and this is in the shade Chocolate. So it's a deep matte cream product. I think this would be gorgeous for some sultry looks, for like a date night kind of thing. So I'm going to do this one. I love these from Kaja too. See, I just haven't been reaching for any of this stuff. Are they still good? Yeah, not dried out yet. So that's always a good sign. Come on, babies. Here we go. What else do we have in here? We have a lot. Look at all these MACs. Those are from Dose of Colors. And I think one of them arrived shattered. This one doesn't look broken. Leave Me Alone, and this is Lock and Key. Ooh. I'm gonna pull in Lock and Key. I'm rediscovering my singles today, okay? Don't be upset if I don't pull in too many eyeshadow palettes. I'm in desperate need. I'm in desperate need of a cleanup in this drawer. Some of these are not even open. These are really nice. The ones from Sephora. And here I go yapping because I haven't talked to you guys in forever. But these ones from Sephora, they're so pretty. Not all of them. The ones that are glitter, I hate it. But the ones that are metal effect or, yeah, metal effect or I guess I only kept the metal effect. I got rid of the one that had glitter chunks. But they're so pretty and they're so easy to use. So just an FYI. I don't know why I needed to tell you, but here I go. I told you. I haven't used this one in a while. A merit. I don't need it. I don't need so many. Come on, here we go. Now it's locked. Okay, that's it for single shadows. Now we can get some shadow palettes. All right, eyeshadow palettes. I so what I've been doing is I like every eyeshadow palette, not every, but pretty much every single eyeshadow palette. If I've used it this year, it's going in a separate drawer. So I only have like this one and this one, and currently they're looking somewhat decent. Like the Pat McGrath ones, I know I've pulled some of these. I know that I've used these recently, but I just put them back in here. Consistency, but anyway, I don't know why I'm saying all of that. My God, again, I haven't talked to you guys in forever, so excuse me if I'm yapping. From here, I can go a little bit wild because I'm covered into quick makeup. Like I pulled in quite a few singles, quick makeup. I'm good. The days that I have time to do my makeup, I can be a little bit more, spend a little more time. So, keeping that in mind, we can pull in some shadows from here, some palettes. From NARS, which one is this? Extreme Effects. Oh, pretty. Okay, not that one. How about which one is this? Ooh, beautiful shimmer. Really tough choices. Really hard choices. I kind of want to do Mercury Retrograde from Huda Beauty. Do this one. Another one from here. I think I'll put in. Maybe, I haven't played with Modern Renaissance, and that's not it. This is Soft Glam. I played with it recently, so I'm not gonna pull in Soft Glam. I'm gonna pull in Modern Renaissance. Going back 10 years, possibly more. But I'm gonna pull this one in. Let's do it. It's not the first one I bought. I decluttered that one, so this is relatively newer. Let's go to the next drawer down. It's not easy. It's not easy, and it's not easy because even more not easy because I haven't been filming. What do we have here? Okay. I'm looking through the back first. I'm not getting either of these. I used that recently. This is gorgeous. Oh, shoot. Let's see. Nice. This is one of my favorite palettes. One of my absolute favorites. And then Rowan 75 degrees. Okay. Not none of those. Let's do Jane Ardell. Jane Ardell eyeshadow palette, Naturally Glam. I think all of it is shimmer, but we'll see. I might enjoy it. Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna pull this one in, and this is, you can tell, it's been traveling with me a lot. I'm surprised I haven't hit pan. I think the pan is very close in both of these shades, but this kind of lives in my travel bag, and I really don't want to use it and destroy it because I travel with this, not like going into the office. Goes international and all over the states. She's very well traveled individual. And if I want any of these this time, I'm gonna pull in House Labs. This is the volume 2, the super neutrals. Remember, I didn't enjoy it that much. I remember that. I can go for one more bigger palette. These I'm gonna put towards the back because travels. That one is well traveled. I'm gonna put these towards the back because I really don't move on. How about we do? I'm gonna do one of these guys. I don't know which one yet, but I think from what I remember, one of the rose ones was Divine Rose. Maybe this one was pretty tame for like everyday use. Is this the one that I'm thinking about? Yeah, this is the one. So I'm gonna pull it out. If I have time and I want to do my makeup at home, something like this, I would choose. Do I want this one? Yeah, I do. I haven't used it in a while. Okay, so this one is coming. And now these, I don't know how to put them in here. I guess they fit like that. Perfect. All right. Look at that. Now I will never use the ones down here. Why don't we pull one of them? I know I'm pulling a lot. I know. And forgive me, but it's been so long and I miss you and I can't help myself. Let's grab these out. I'm a big Star Wars fan, but this packaging, come on, Pat, we could have done better. I don't know which one of these yet. So this one is Sith Seduction. I think this is the one that had super intense metallic colors, not very everyday. All like these metallic colors. We've got Divine Droid. This one, I don't remember. How terrible is that? Ooh. Talk about summer colors. Say ooh, but I never wear those shades. Okay. And what are the other ones like? We've got, which one is this? This is the golden one. Very warm. Okay, that's a potential. This is a different collab, Celestial Nirvana eyeshadow palette. This is the Nude Allure. Oh, that's pretty. I think I'm gonna do Nude Allure. And the last one is in the shade Bronze Bliss. Pretty too, but more smoky a little bit, kind of. All right, so we're gonna do the Nude Allure. These are going back in. All right, let's move on to, let's get one face palette and then let's get a couple more bronzers, one or two more blushes, and some highlights. All right, for face palettes, I would like one that I can stick in my bag. Again, like, hey, I'm Russian, I need to throw it in my bag. So ideally, blush, bronzer, a highlight, all in one to make my life simple. And ideally, one that I haven't used in a long time. Let's see. I really like the Smashbox face palettes, the Cali contour. Like I haven't used this one in quite some time. I think this would be a good choice. This one would be a good choice. Let's see. From NARS, we have the Overlust Cheek Palette. I really like this one quite a bit actually, but it's mainly blushes and highlights, which wouldn't be a bad thing because this would give me all the options for blushes I would need. And then I have the bronzer, the Becca bronzer. I can throw that in there. So that's another option. Um, this would be another option too. Bronzer, blush, highlight from MAC, and I love the formula. I am gonna go ahead and pull in the NARS one. I haven't used it in a while. I used the MAC not that long ago. We'll do the NARS. I have three blushes in there, three highlighters, one bronzer would be single, not a big deal. So we'll do that one. But look at my drawer. It looks so pretty now. It's not as crazy packed. This could be a good choice, but again, I feel like I've used this quite a bit. So we'll stick with the NARS. Okay, now let's pull in a couple more bronzers, blushes, and highlights. I have zero highlights so far, other than that palette, but that doesn't count. All right, bronzers. I do want to start with a cream of some sort, cream liquid bronzer. I pushed everything to the back. Now, the drawers, there's room in it. Well, you see the blush one. There's zero room in that one. But for bronzer, let's start with something, a cream, like a cream. Victoria Beckham, I've been reaching for it. That I've been reaching for. That I've been reaching for. Like I open my door and I'm like, oh, I want this one today. I think the one that I might want to play with is the LYS. This is super creamy and I really have not played with it that much since I got it. This is the No Limits and the shade is Harmony. Perfect for my tanning skin. So we'll do this one for a cream. And for powders, I think I only kept the one. So I can pull in a couple powder. Oh, I had one, the one from my friend Mariella. So I have two bronzers, I guess. Let's get something else in. I think I'm gonna pull in Ilia. This is the Drawn In Nightlight Bronzing Powder. I guess the shade is Drawn In. Yeah, I'll pull this one in. Like the one from Victoria Beckham, the one from should play with some of my other ones. The Estee Lauder. It's big and it's gonna be an inconvenient product to put in the drawer, but I really need to play with it and figure out if I actually enjoy this thing or no, not so much. This one is the Bronze Goddess in the shade is 01 Light. It's been a while. Trying to reach for things I don't always use. That should be good from here. Let's see. One, two, one more. Of course, I had to go for one more. This. Oh, this one I just had. Why am I so confused on what is what? Oh, that's why, because this is MAC and not Too Faced. Too Faced one. They're so tightly back in there. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm gonna pull in the Milani because why not? This is the Suntan Silky Matte Bronzing Powder. I remember really enjoying it. Too long, so we'll do this guy. All right, now let's get blushes. See, I did my blush declutter and I was so excited that everything fits in one drawer, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, it's too tight in here. It is absolutely too tight. I might end up taking the creams out. Um, I might just end up doing that and just leave this all powders. I don't know, but everything I recently used is currently just sitting back here, so I don't reach for it again too soon, kind of thing. I really don't need creams. I have three cream blushes, so I only want powders, and I think I have, yeah, four cream blushes. I don't know, but just powder, some powder, okay? And I could do cool tone. I can have a cooler tone that RMS stayed in there. I could just pick whatever blush I want to use. Um, how about we pull in? I think I'm gonna pull in the Giorgio Armani. This is in the shade 30. I don't know what that stands for. This guy, and then just one more because I have quite a bit already. I always say just one more. In reality, I want like five or six more. Ooh, let's play with. I know they reformulated and repackaged. I think I'll pull in the shade Cherry, Rosy Glow, and this is in the shade. It's intense, but if I go very light with my eye makeup, I can pull it off. So we'll do this one. The other one that I have is in the shade Coral. The formula is really nice to work with. It's not bam in your face intense. It's very buildable. So I'm not too scared about the shade Cherry. I feel like I just want one more, even though I said I don't want to pull in that many. Um, yeah, I kind of like one more. Ooh, what about Honey Thief from Milk? Is this Honey Thief? Yeah, Honey Thief. It's a pretty neutral shade. Nice. All right. And now, highlighters. Okay, for highlighters, I tried to push everything back a little bit so we can see what we're working with. But this is the newly decluttered drawer. I think it looks amazing. I've got all of my creams in here, my powders in here. The only drawer I'm filling in is in the blush drawer, but it's okay. For highlighters, I really haven't been wearing much of a highlighter. Um, I've been relying on super glowy blushes, but it would be nice to pull in one or two, or three or four. Okay, I'm gonna pull in IBY, and this is in the shade Private Jet. Lame, but I remember loving this thing. I had such a hard time letting go of it when I did my declutter. So I'm gonna pull this one in. I think I'll go ahead and pull in. Thinking about one. I was just thinking about one. Oh, the Nabla ones. Let's pull in one of these. I think we will go Amnesia and Truth. Amnesia. Privilege. Wow, I was off. Let's do Privilege. And then how about we do I kind of want to try the Stila one. The Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in incandescence. I remember it was very subtle. Subtle. This one. gonna do one of the Pat McGrath ones. This is champagne sticky, icky sticky. I'm gonna grab this guy in from ColourPop. This is Super Shock Chic in the shade On the Cusp. So pretty. I'm gonna put this one in. And I think just one more because I have that palette, which I'm not relying on it entirely for when I have time in the morning. More like you're going to work. Yeah, I am gonna pull in Heaven's Hue. I'm gonna do that. And then the last one I'm gonna pull in is by Pat McGrath. And I think I'll do, I really like this guy. This is the Lunar Nude. Really, really like this one. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pull this in. I do want to get a couple lippies, so let's do that, and then we'll do swatches of everything. Okay, I'm gonna start with the bottom drawer down. Okay. From this is not even from here. It's sitting on my vanity, but I do want to play with it. This is the Aladdin MAC Collab, and this is in the shade Whole New World. It's perfect time of the year. I gotta do it. I do want to play with my bullet lipsticks a little bit more. We might actually pull out the other stash of bullet lipsticks to select something from there. Now, for all of this, lip glosses type. I think I'm gonna do this Dior since it was just sitting here. This is the Maximizer, Lip Maximizer. What are these called? Dior Addict Lip Maximizer, and this is in the shade 012. Focusing, probably not. Okay, these I don't need. I don't need any of these as much as I would like to. I just have the I want to try out that blush pudding from, is it called blush pudding? Out pudding? Something. I don't know. Yeah, no, come on, Anya. Get it together. I can't get it together today, you guys. I gotta do this. There's just way too many things in here. I just gotta move these lip balms out of the way to some degree. There's a lot in here too. You know, I want to try this baby out. This is from Lila B, and this is Lovingly Lip Treatment Oil. I might just use it as a lip treatment, not like before when I'm doing my makeup, I'll probably apply it and remove it. But I want to try that. Got a couple from Milani down here, which I really don't necessarily. I know how I feel about them, so I don't really need to put one of these. Let's get some glosses. Okay, some lip glosses. I'm gonna pull in these e.l.f. ones. These had SPF in them, and they look like they're kind of separating. So I am gonna sniff on, do the sniff test, and see if they're actually okay or not. So I do want to pull those in and see if they went bad or not. Okay, what's this one? This is in the shade Free Spirit. Okay, let's do Bobbi Brown, Free Spirit. I'm definitely not focused. I don't think the camera's focused at all. Okay, let's get some from this side. I did not realize how many Kiko Milanos I had. I'm gonna pull this guy in from Pat McGrath. This is in the shade Divine Rose, the gloss in the shade Divine Rose. I feel like we're focusing. Okay, here's that. So I should probably play with some of these. I'm gonna pull this one in because it looks too light to want to keep it. So this is from Bobbi Brown, and this is in the shade Sweet Talk. Okay, let's go one door above. I don't think I need anything from here. Although this was pretty nice. I don't need it. Okay, one door up. All right, here we've got some bullet lipsticks, some crayons, and matte liquid lips. Let's do some bullet lipstick. I think I want to go for something somewhat neutral. Let's see. These are really cute, and I haven't used them that much. I feel like I want to get, okay, that's more of a fall color. That's not, what shade is this? Ooh, okay, that's a pretty neutral. This one, I don't know what shade that was. Ooh, that's a really pretty color. And this one, oh my. I'm gonna do this guy. So one velvet and one, what are the lines? Intense silk and sheer velvet. So intense silk, I pulled in the shade 116, and the sheer velvet, I pulled in the shade 37. Okay. All right, we've got more bullet lipsticks here. If I wanna see some of my other ones first. Oopsies. What did I drop? I dropped the shade. I dropped Freck. I think I'll pull in this guy from Maybelline. This is the Super Stay in Crayon, and the shade is Pave the Road. I feel like I want to pull Freck, from Freck Makeup Club Soft Blur Lipstick, and this is in the shade Freck Rust. Oh my gosh, I was addicted to this color. We're gonna pull this one in, and then from here, I have all these mixed up. Darn it. How sad is that? Why can't I freaking put it in and close it? Okay, from here. Oh, same situation. Same situation. Great. But these are basically kind of like a liquid lipstick. They're a lip tint. Like the I'm tongue tied. Like these, the ones from Kofi, very similar. And they've got some beautiful shades, really pretty shades. These are from Peri Pura. Here are the liquid lipsticks, and honestly, I have not been wearing. Ooh, there's one more. I did not know that. I have not been wearing liquid lipsticks. I really have not. This is a juicy lip tint. This was pretty nice from RMS, the cooling one. I think I'll pull in one of these Pura Pura. This looks like a decent shade, shade 03. I'm gonna pull that in. these here. I want to do this one. I really want to, but I also don't want to because I think of this color as very fall. So I cannot, I think I'll be picking up some other shades when I go to Japan. I'm definitely picking up more of these. I'm gonna do the RMS because I kind of want to. This is RMS and the shade is Eve. I think I got enough stuff. Oh wait, no, 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 I did not. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is what I wanted to pull from. These two. These are my bullet lipsticks. They've been living in my closet for some reason. I don't know why. I hope that they're not all red. Elson, Forbidden Love, definitely red. Pretty sure Forbidden Love is red. Yes. Not. I'm not ready for red. I feel like summertime. I want something else. I want neutrals or pinks. Her Majesty, Fembot, and Elson 2. Elson 2 is definitely a red. What's Fembot? Fembot is a cool tone. That's pretty. One is Her Majesty, another beautiful rose color. Got Christie. I love Christie. Rouge 8 is a red. Oh, okay. I think I need to keep my reds next to each other. Just like that. Christie, Her Majesty, or Fembot. I'm gonna do Christie. No. Yes, Christie. No, Her Majesty. I'm gonna do Her Majesty. So pretty. Okay, we're gonna do Her Majesty. And then we have this section, which I know, red, red, Walk of No Shame is a neutral, but I don't want that now. This is a pink, hot pink color. I already pulled in a hot pink color. This is nude. Made up. Am I skipping that? This is a red, a red, a red, a red. Okay. None of these for the time being. I think I'm done. I think I'm done picking stuff out. I pulled in quite a bit of stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and put everything in and then we'll do swatches. All right. I went ahead and I put everything back in the drawer. You can tell I was dying to film this video. My door is packed to the rim. Not that I'm complaining, I'm just saying. Quite a bit of the lippies are in here. There's only a couple left in here. Again, I think there's two or three that I pulled in. Might need to get decluttered, like two of the elves and that next one, but we'll talk about that a little bit later when we get to the lips. I did not pull in a setting spray, which I'm very well aware of that. So I went ahead and pulled in the Flower Beauty Seal the Deal Long Lasting Setting Spray. This isn't a project and I would like to use it up. And I also have a little bit left in this one, Stay All Night Microfine Setting Spray from e.l.f. It's actually really good. I'm really impressed by it. I really like the nozzle I switched to. The one that I had before, wasn't getting enough product and then it kept getting really kind of like clogged. So it was splotch weird. I replaced the nozzle and it's a good product. Definitely have been enjoying it. I'm going to try and finish this one first and then I'll start working on this guy. But these are my setting sprays for this time around. We'll start with primers. I will put some stuff to the side while we're talking, just so it's not so crowded in here, especially when I start doing swatches. The two primers that I pulled in, one is by Laura Mercier. This is the Pure Canvas Primer, Hydrating Primer. And I pulled in the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I've never used this guy, so I really hope I enjoy it. For a glowy product, I pulled in the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion, and this is in the shade 903 medium. I will go ahead and I'll do a little swatch of this guy. Even though it says medium, I don't think it's really Like I feel like it's a wearable shade. It's not too dark. Like I feel like this is could be a light medium, you know? There's that. Not a whole lot of glotion right now, glowiness, but no, I see it. There it is. So there's the glowy product. Next, I pulled in three foundation type of products from Chantecaille. This is Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer, Sunscreen, Broad Spectrum SPF 15, and the shade is Nude. We'll see how the shade is. I hope it matches. I think, considering that it's a tinted moisturizer, I'm not too worried if it's not an exact match. Um, a little bit on the yellow side, but not too bad. It blended in really nicely, I guess, and I did a really small swatch. Oh well, we'll see how it's gonna go on my face. And just for reference, this is 1.2 ounces, so a little bit bigger than a typical foundation. And then the other two products, one is from NARS. This is the Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. This is in the shade is Mykonos Medium Zero. It's been a while since I used this guy. Two swatches foundations. Okay, this looks like it would be a good color for this time of the year where I'm getting a little bit tan. That was a pretty hefty swatch. I'll probably use this amount for my entire face normally. We get the point. And then the last product is from It Cosmetics, and it is the Your Skin But Better Foundation Plus Skincare. Again, this is the shade Medium Neutral 31. I remember the shade being really good for me, so I'm not gonna swatch it. I don't need to swatch that. Okay. Trying to squeeze everything in here as much as I can. Might not happen. Man, I think I got a hair in my eye from my dog hair in my eye, making my eye itch like crazy. Concealers. I pulled in three concealers. One is from Say. This is the Slip Tint Concealer, and the shade is 6. I pulled in Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Concealer in the shade 215. And then pulled in the Sarah Creel Face Flex Concealer and Complexion Enhancer, and this is in the shade 2.0. I can't remember when I got this guy from Sephora. I better try it out soon just in case I need to exchange it or anything. I tried it once and I thought it was pretty nice. It was pretty creamy. The shade was pretty nice. So I have good hopes for this one. This glass. Yeah, okay. Wow. All right. So that's it for my concealers. Let's talk about powders. For powders, the first one I have for a pressed powder is the CoverGirl's Advanced Radiance. And this is in the shade 115 Classic Beige. Honestly, I don't know if I'll end up using it to set my entire face. I haven't really been setting my face, like my whole face. Maybe I will. We'll see. This was just definitely an impulse buy. The other powder I have is from La Prairie, and this is in the shade Translucent 2. So this is the deepest of the three shades that they have. I think I'll go ahead and purchase the translucent one shade, even though I feel like I can still get away with this one. I don't find it too deep on my skin, but I can't use it all year round. So I might end up getting the one shade lighter. We've got from Kosas, this is Candy Cloud Set Powder, amazing powder. And this one is in pink. It's pretty brightening, but not damn like pink stripe on my face. Eye is so itchy. And then the last powder I pulled in is from Huda Beauty, and this is the Easy Bake in the shade Pound Cake. All right, moving along, we've got some cream blushes, but before I do blushes, I kind of like to do bronzers and then blushes. So let's do bronzers. We'll start with the cream bronzer. I pulled in the LYS No Limits cream bronzer, and this is in the shade Harmony, which I think is the second shade, not the lightest, but the second one from Light. It's super creamy, like a very creamy product. So I'm looking forward to playing with that. It's been a while since I reached for it. So there's my first bronzer. The other bronzer I pulled in is now it's all powders next. We've got the Bronze Goddess by Estee Lauder, and this is in the shade 10 light, I believe. 01 light. There's this one. I feel like this is a very nice product for olive undertone. Like I can somewhat see a little bit of green to it, which, for my skin tone, it should be good, but I haven't played with it in a while. So there's that. We've got Ilia. This is the Nightlight Bronzing Powder, and the shade is Drawn In. Ilia. Pretty light, huh? That's a good thing. I can build it up. I don't remember it being this light. Of course, I heartband my finger. So there's Ilia. And we have two more. Three more, actually. One, two, three. We've got What's Up Beauty, the Cheek Tear. Oh, this is the blush. This is the bronzer. This is in the shade 20 medium. Look at that. It's got purple. It's got purple in it. Okay. Hmm. Looks good. Looks decent. We'll see. On the skin, we've got Milani. This is the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder in the shade 03 Suntan. I miss this guy. I haven't used it in a long time. Right here. That's a nice bronzer. The formula is really nice. This looks so yellow next to it, doesn't it? Which I didn't really see that earlier. Okay. And now the last bronzer is the Dior Forever Nude Bronze in the shade 03 Soft. Love the packaging, and I actually really enjoyed this bronzer the couple times I've used it. Looks pretty light, doesn't it? But it's decent. It's a good shade. A little bit on the rosy. Okay. That's it for bronzers. Let's go ahead and move on to blushes. All right, for blush, I think we'll go ahead and get started with the cream mesh creams. We've got Rare Beauty matte bouncy blush in the shade is Thriving. This is such a beautiful shade. Look at that. Oh, oh my goodness, that's so pretty. Next, we've got Ciel Blush and Protect SPF 50, and this is in the shade Bahari. And this was absolutely influenced by Nikki LaRose, shade that she talked over and over and over about. So looks really pretty. Looks like a very neutral shade. And I've used it a couple times and I really enjoyed it. Next, we've got from Chantecaille the Cheek Jelly Hydrating Gel Cream Blush, and the shade is Vibrant. I kind of did a tiny swatch when I first opened this guy, but not really. It's a lot of product in here. It's 21.62 mil or 0.73 ounce. So I'm guessing it's a product that's not super pigmented and could be layered up a bit. Like you could use quite a bit. The shade is pretty nice, and that's a really heavy swatch, you know? It's pretty nice. And then the last cream blush is from Huda Beauty, and this is the blush filter, and the shade is Guava. Intense Guava. Wonder if it's gonna be close to this guy. Shade Thriving from Rare Beauty. To be honest, I've never tried these ones from Huda Beauty. Like, I've not. Okay, well, that is a lot more blue undertone, very purpley fuchsia. Oh my, am I going to be able to pull that off on my cheeks? I hope so. Okay, and now let's do powder blushes. We've got quite a few. Shade Thriving is stuck, like stained. We've got Almay. This is Healthy Hue Blush, and the shade is nearly nude. Beautiful. Very glowy. We've got from WhatsApp the Cheek Tear Blush. Probably butchering it. And this is in the shade 30, Relaxed Roma. Okay. You can get a whole lot. Let's do another swatch. Well, I don't know. I guess I can't judge it on the swatch. We'll have to see how it looks on my face when I use it with a brush. We've got from RMS, this is French Rosé. I already swatched this one once, but we'll swatch it again. Such a beautiful baby pink. And then we've got from Melt Cosmetics, this is Honey Thief. Matte, pretty neutral blush. A light peachy almost. We've got Giorgio Armani. This is in the shade 30. Giorgio Armani. Leaning a little bit on the orange side. And then we've got Dior, and the shade is Cherry. And I guess I'll put it right here. Oh, that didn't go as planned. Try that one more time. Why did it patched? Do you see that? How weird is that? I can see the big patchiness right here. That's weird. I'm swatching at a weird spot, but that's still odd. All right, that is all for blushes. I do have a face palette, which I will swatch once I'm done swatching highlighters. And most likely that face palette is just gonna go straight into a makeup bag, a to-go makeup bag. So it's ready anytime I need to go to work and I just don't have time to do makeup at home. Put these back here. All right, highlighters. I guess I didn't really pull in any cream highlights, which I really don't need cream highlights, but I have these four. Get four highlights, huh? Wow, Rania, you contained yourself. We have Nabla Skin Glazing in the shade is Privilege. Don't mind my fingers and my hand stained for sure. There's Privilege from Nabla. So pretty. We've got On the Cusp collab Color Pop with Kathleen Light. And it's actually still extremely creamy. It has not dried out. That is such a beautiful shade. Okay. We've got from IBY. This is a Private Jet. I had a really hard time. I did not want to let this go when I filmed my, or when I did my highlighter declutter. Gorgeous color. And then the last one is from Pat McGrath. And this is the Skin Fetish Sublime Highlighter, and the shade is Lunar Nude. Oh, so gorgeous. Beautiful highlighter. Packaging and everything. More highlighters. All right. Now we can move on to the face palette. All right, the face palette is from NARS, and this is the Overlust Cheek Palette. We've got highlighters and blushes. The highlighter formula in here is a little finicky. I feel like I really need a stiff brush to get any color off, to pick up any color. And the blushes are really nice. They're very nicely buildable, so they're not bam intense. You know, by dipping your brush in, you're not gonna be blind, like, oh my gosh, I applied way too much kind of thing. We've got more warm tone, cool tone, and somewhat, you know, in between. The only one that I don't think I'll use a whole lot would be the one in the middle, like this middle shade. Just feel like it looks a bit too yellow right now. Could be that my fingers are extremely stained. My hand is extremely stained. I'm trying my best to keep them clean and everything, but it's not easy. Now, I'll still do a quick swatch of these highlighters. I'm like, is that a pan? Does that look like a pan? I don't know. Probably not. It can't be. And here, one, two, three. Pretty. This one is a little bit too deep for me, but I could always use it as an eyeshadow. This one, like I said, I'm gonna probably keep it out here and just stick it directly into my work bag. Oh my gosh, how did I make such a big mess here? Moving on. To eyeshadows. Let me just pull things out from the back side. I have the single shadows here, but I'm gonna get started with these, the littler palettes. Not littler, but I'm gonna get started with the palettes. We'll start with the little ones and then we move on to the two big ones I pulled in. We've got from Jane Ardell. This is the Pure Pressed eyeshadow palette, and the shade is Naturally Glam. I think it's all shimmers, or at least that's what it looks like. Staring at it. Yeah, shimmery. Fine. This is a really pretty taupe color. Oh my, that's gorgeous. And then the last two shades. All right, I've got one really deep matte. That's interesting, but yeah, here it is. Pink one barely shows up because I swatched it right over a hot pink blush. That reminds me of a Charlotte Tilbury shade, like we'll talk line. This one shade. Okay. So that's my first palette. It's cute, it's compact. We'll see how I like it. Let's do House Labs next. The Eye Library eyeshadow palette in the shade Volume 002, the Super Neutrals. I was a little bit underwhelmed with using this one on my eyes, but it's been a while. Shimmers are just gorgeous though. Oh my, look at this one. Or the green. Holy smokes, that's really pretty. Let's try the mattes. I feel like the palette is pretty cohesive. Like you could use all of these mattes with any one of these shades or a couple of these shades. You could totally skip this one. You know, like it's pretty cohesive. I just, for some reason, using it with a brush on my eyes, it wasn't quite as impactful as you would think it would be. But I could be wrong. It's been a while. Again, like everything else, it's been a while. So we'll see. And then we've got a Pat McGrath Labs. This is the Nude Allure. Just stunning. One, two, three, four, and then one more shade. Five. So pretty. Again, one matte, four shimmers, but we can make it work. All right. Now we're getting to the little bit bigger palettes. We've got Modern Renaissance from ABH. Like, did you guys ever think that you would see anybody pull in a Modern Renaissance eyeshadow palette anytime, past, was it 2014, 2015 that this was popular? Honestly, don't remember. I'm just gonna do a couple swatches. I think I'll do Buon Fresco, Vermeer, Venetian Red. Let's do Love Letter. So this was Buon Fresco, Vermeer, Venetian Red, Love Letter, and oh, my fingers are stained. Let's do Primavera, Warm Taupe, and Real Gar. Not combination of shades that I selected, but wow, nostalgic for real. I'm actually looking forward. It's definitely a nostalgic palette, like OG YouTube palette kind of thing. So, all right. We've got next up, I have so much more. And wait, there's more. We've got from Viseart, this is the Charmeuse Attendue. All right, let's do a couple swatches on this one. Gorgeous, wouldn't you say? Okay, let's do the second row. Trying not to dig in too much because I'm having a hard time removing swatches from my fingers. Look at that beautiful shade. It's like an oil slick shade. Last row, we've got the first shade, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Really beautiful palette. Like very simple, easy, neutral, appropriate, everyday palette. For me, I would wear this an everyday palette. Okay. Let us move on to Mercury Retrograde by Huda, and then we'll do Pat McGrath, Divine Rose. Mercury Retrograde. I will not be swatching every single shade from here, but here it is. From the Huda Mercury Retrograde, let's do a couple swatches from here. And I was like, I don't remember if this was the glittery one. Yes, it has chunks of glitter, and I probably should not have swatched it because now it's gonna be impossible for me to get rid of those glitters. Shade, such a beautiful shade. Probably will not use that one. This I can use. And then here's that one shade with the glitter. I wish it wasn't the glitter. I wish it was just shimmery, because this I know is going to end up irritating my eyes. Oh my god. I totally just smashed this. Oh no. What a bummer. What a bummer. I totally destroyed that shade. The shade Super Moon. Press it in. Okay, we'll do a couple more swatches from here. How about we do, I'm gonna do this pink one. Let's do the purple. Um, let's do these two mattes. One, two. So pinky, purple, and then the two mattes. Just a happy palette. All right, and then last eyeshadow palette is the Pat McGrath palette. But before I do that, I'm gonna have to get me a new something to clean my hands with. All right, let's go ahead and do Pat McGrath. This is Mothership Divine Rose. Which Mothership was it? I don't remember. Oh boy. Like, does it say anywhere? I don't know. Okay, this is Mothership 7. Here we go. It's very appropriate for every single day kind of eyeshadow palette, except with this pop. And I'll start with this one because that is beautiful shifty shade. I don't remember. Looked like. And then we'll do this guy. All shimmeries. I swatched that whitish one quite heavily. 1, 2. Into my hand. I remember this shade being so blah. And then this guy. Does it look blah on camera? Let me try it again. Let's see if it's gonna. Yeah, it's a little blah, right? Anyways, I'm looking forward to using it. I haven't loved it that much. That blah shade is called Iridescent Pink 003. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I might as well do this one because that's the prettiest shade in the palette. And like a crushed diamond shade. And here's my blah shade. I guess the blah shade would be pretty nice as an inner corner highlight. Actually not bad now. Now that I stared at it for so long, this swatch looks way better than this. This looks super powdery and chalky. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Let's put these babies back in here. We're almost there. We are almost to the finish line. Next, we will do the single shades and then we'll do all of the lippies. All right, for single shadows, I already swatched a couple of these, but we'll swatch them again. This is Champagne Pop from Becca Cosmetics. And to be honest, I might end up decluttering this because you know how I swatched them all earlier and then I went to clean my hand and this just wiped away with nothing. So I'm like, okay. It's probably going to be very problematic on the eyes. Bobbi Brown, no, uh, uh, Laura Mercier in the shade Strapless, and then Laura Mercier in the shade Striker Rose. Like these two, I had such a hard time removing them, or this one, just like, bye bye, bye bye. So it might end up getting decluttered. The other single shades I pulled in from one size. This is a matte eye popper and the shade is Battle Ready. Sniffing it before I use it. Okay. Looks like a nothing shade, but imagine this all over the crease, like all over the lid, blend it into the crease and then applying a topper shade kind of like this one. This is from Pat McGrath. And it's, I can't remember what the shade is. Angelic, Celestine, and something. That is gorgeous. Single shadow. Angel Dust, Crystalline Prismatic Pigment. And then we have this Holo Mulberry from Touch and Soul. Ooh, still super creamy. Thank you for not going bad on me. So pretty. We've got Dose of Colors. This is Lock and Key. I don't even know if they still have these. With these, my biggest complaint was the undertone was so black, like really black undertone. They are definitely for a night out, grungy eye look, but it is so pretty. Shade is really pretty. And then the last shade is from Vanessa Myricks, and this is the Color Fix Mattes, and the shade is Chocolate. I don't want to use too much because I know these are pretty pigmented, from what I remember at least. Yep. Kind of looks a little burgundy, doesn't it? Pretty. Very pretty. And then I had the MAC Painterly Paint Pot in here. Now we've made it to all of the lippies, the lip products. There's so many. Like how this is looking over here. How did I have these in here? Don't even remember. All right. I have a lot in here. And I'm gonna pull things out real quick to see what do I have. What did I pull in? The ones that I thought were kind of, I need to sniff them. From e.l.f., this is the Sun Boss Gloss Broad Spectrum SPF 25. This is in the shade, I have no idea. I can't read the shade name. It says that its expiration date 03/2026. Oh, they still smell like they did before. I'm glad that I can get one more summer use out of them. So this is the first one, and then this is the second one. Blush Much. What's this one? Pink Me Girl? That be? I don't know. Okay, here's Blush Much. Does not stink. They're very like everyday wearable shades. These were living in my beach bag for the entire summer last summer. The other one that I wasn't sure if I was going to keep was this one, and this is in the shade Sweet Talk. Yeah, smells fine. See, I don't know. I don't know how this on my lips. Feels really nice. But the shade is just odd. Okay, the other one from Bobbi Brown. This is in the shade Free Spirit. This I really like. Like it's a decent shade, a wearable shade. Uh, let's see. I'm trying to do all of the glossy-ish things first. I've not used this guy yet, but this is by Lila B. That smells really nice, actually. I don't know why I'm gonna swatch it. I don't need to swatch it. It's a clear lip treatment. We've got Pat McGrath. This is in the shade Divine Blush. Divine Rose, sorry. Okay, doesn't stink. Passes the sniff test. Pretty. We've got more lip glosses. We've got the Lip Maximizer from Dior, and this is in the shade 012. They're really nice. I really enjoy them. I just don't like the applicator. I feel like I have to dip in a million times. What else do we have? Let's do from Pura Pura. This is Ink Mood Glowy Tint, and this is in the shade 03. Really like these. Really, really like these. The formula is amazing. I don't want to do the sticks yet. Okay. Kulfi. This is the Lassie lip oil, and the shade is Guava. It looks intense, right? But once that top layer wears down, it leaves the most beautiful stain. We've got Forget the Filler from Lawless, and this is in the shade Strawberry Popsicle. This is really pretty. I really enjoyed it. Doesn't show like much. It's right there. We've got from Chantecaille. This is Ultra Emollient Sheer Balm. This is in the shade Gossamer. I don't think we're gonna see a whole lot. It's very, very balmy. Oh man, I got a lint on it. There we go. Might live in my purse. Okay, now we can move on to sticks and whatnot. From Nabla, this is in the shade Sublime. This is the Beyond Jelly. Pretty nude. Really pretty nude. We've got from NARS. These are the Power Matte. And this is in the shade don't know. Walkery, 180. Might be a bit deep for me. Okay, we'll give it a shot. We've got from RMS. This is in the shade Eve. These are so cool, so interesting. They're kind of like actually cool to the touch. They're matte, they're moussey, very comfy. We've got Freck Rust from Freck. This is the Makeout Club lippy. They're like blurry lip balms, lip crayons. A little bit like a rusty red. Duh, with the name Rust. From Maybelline, we have Pave the Road. I'm running out of space. Pave the Road from Maybelline. Beautiful color. These are super comfy on the lips. We've got from Givenchy. This is the Sheer Velvet, and the shade is 37. And that blotted lip, which is very in right now. We've got also from Givenchy. This is the Intense Silk in the shade 116. More neutral or a little bit more nude. And then the last lippy is from MAC A Whole New World. This was the collab with Aladdin. I cannot wait to wear this. Watch it. Swatches all over the place. How about over here? Look at that color. It's so pretty. And that's it. This is everything I pulled in for this time around. I know this was a lot of products. It was a very long video. If you made it all the way to the end, just leave me a heart emoji, any color you choose. Leave me that in the comments below. I would love to know how many people actually made it all the way to the end. If you did, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time, for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.